Beautiful sound that. Opening up a can of Monster in the morning. We're at the desk, people. Busy checking day for myself, but I'm not going to forget about you guys. The YouTube channel is important, mate. I said videos weekly, so it's going to be videos weekly. I think today we should get into leg training, a bit of a deep dive. I see a lot of people struggling with developing their legs, normally because they're running away from the discomfort. A bit, mate. Today's leg day, so I'll run through my session and just go through kind of my thought process behind it. I'll put some proof up on screen that I do have actually a decent set of legs, so I'm talking from experience, but hopefully it helps you out. But I'm going to get on with check-ins now. Haven't planned this well at all. This camera I haven't learnt how to use, so I think I'm in focus and I think the picture's decent, but it's also on like 20%. So I should probably charge it, mate, because it helps when the batteries are actually like working. And we'll just go about the day as normal. Check-ins are now done. That means it's time to eat, mate. And get ready for the gymnasium. In this beautiful bowl, we have, different from the full day of eating, I'm on the same amount of food, I'm just mixing up a bit. I'm being a bit adventurous, mate. 50 grams of oats, 60 grams of whey, 1 banana, 100 grams of strawberries, 20 grams of peanut butter, 10 grams of dark chocolate. I'm going to put, I need a bigger tripod from the house. I'm going to put a side-by-side up of myself, mate, posing like a biddy boulder. I'm now 16 pounds down in 4 weeks, I think it is. It's a pretty serious shift, but I'll put the visual up. Decent, mate. But I'm now gonna stop talking, eat this food. The next time you see me will be in the gymnasium, mate. In for the legs. Going to abuse them and hope they grow. I might have food around my mouth as well. If I do, I apologise. I've been eating while making the meal, mate. Standard. Let's get into the training part of the video. The lighting is going to be an absolute brain melter because 1 minute's cloudy, next minute's bright sunshine. But then I need to remember I'm only in the top corner of your screen, so the lighting doesn't really matter. Please do excuse my presentation. I've had a shower. Post-workout meal has been eaten, so if the hair's a mess and there's like food in my teeth, I can only apologise, mate. I should have checked before jumping on this recording, but let's get into it. So today's session, of course, was legs. I am battered. I am useless after legs. I just turned into a full-on potato, mate. So if I'm stumbling my words or not really making sense, I can only apologise. But when it comes down to leg training, just to address it straight away, there's nothing magical about bringing up your lower body. It's just like training any other muscle. Do these 3 things and you can't go wrong. Make sure your setup's on point, make sure you're working within your active range and you're in control of that entire range, and drive your sets as close to failure as you can. The slower that concentric gets, the better. So for example, the concentric on this beautiful light and leg curl will be the going up part. The slower that gets involuntarily, the better. Because the reason it gets slow is thanks to a slow contraction velocity, and that's something we need to happen in order to have effective resistance training. I know, very nerdy, but it is important. And then just do that consistently. Sound. Train like that, eat in a surplus, manage your stress, sleep like a baby. Your legs will improve. It's impossible for them not to. But the problem is that leg training is extremely tough. It's the most demanding session of the week. Your CNS is getting abused, mate. You'll feel a bit sick. You might go a bit lightheaded if you're bad at breathing and bracing. It's not always the most comfortable thing to be doing, but it's necessary if you want to improve that lower body. And when it comes down to hypertrophy, we know frequency is our friend, okay? We can view hypertrophy as a signal. The more we're firing that signal, the better. So ideally, training legs twice a week. I wouldn't go past that as a male trainer. But yeah, to have 2 leg days. You'll be sound from that. You'll be able to recover from that. And then when you get freaky strong, or you review your physique development and think, actually, I really need to focus on these areas now, then that leg day can take a back seat and you can have 1 a week or 1 with a posterior session. So the quads get a bit less love to help other areas grow. But for the majority, 2 leg days a week, fully send it. have that upper lower in place, and you're going to be absolutely flying when it comes down to development. But just don't bitch out in your leg days, because it shows over time. I never used to like training legs. I used to hate it, but now it's one of my favourite sessions of the week. That's that simple. Train hard, do it for a long period of time, and you'll be sound. And I say a long period of time, I'm talking years, by the way. I'm not talking about, oh, I'm bulking for 4 weeks, I'll train hard, then I'm sorted. Barely anything will happen in that period of time. Yes, there'll be change, but nothing crazy. This game of physique development really is a game of rinse and repeat. The longer you can play that game for, the better. Which moves nicely on to our client transformation. I'll put Jason on screen. Progress is pretty wild. Now, when it comes down to this transformation, it's exactly that game of rinse and repeat, which I was just talking about. Pushed up for a long period of time, dieted down when needed to improve body comp, and just repeated that cycle. So this is the result of multiple growth phases and dieting phases. And if you do that well, you will see this kind of change, which is pretty wild. But I'm going to leave the video there. I'm going to... What's the light like, mate? I don't think it's that bad, actually. I'm going to edit some short form content. I know, content machine. And then switch off for the day, because I don't think my brain has got much power left in it after that session. Just to run through the session, it was 5 working sets of calf raises, because they can never get enough abuse. 3 working sets of adductor. I put those 2 at the start, just because I like to. Like calves, I'll forget. Adductor, put it at the start, put it in, whatever you fancy. I just like doing it at the start. 3 working sets of line leg curl, and then done 3 working sets of leg extension, which I didn't film because I'm a rookie. 2 working sets of hack, 2 working sets of leg press, 2 working sets of seated leg curl, and done. So a pretty heavy hitting session, mate. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get some content edited, and that's me done. A quick observation though, what's going on with the fitness scene? I think it's changing in rapid time. I mean, when I first started training, I didn't watch many American content creators, to be fair. But it would have been like the Jeff Side, Matt Ogres era. But the Brits I was watching, mate. Tom, TM Cycles, and Josh Bridgman mainly. I feel like that style of content's just faded out in rapid time. Because if I look at the younger guys who've got like a crazy following, it's like TikTok, and it's like eating food on live and food challenges. That might be what it is now, but in my mind, that's not fitness. That's food, mate. I stumbled across one guy, he keeps popping up on my feed, he must be smashing it. Because every time I open the app, he's there, and I don't follow him. But he just talks about food challenges, and then like post physique shots, and that's like fitness now, which does worry me. The reason it worries me is because I feel like it soon, like the young guns coming into the gym, young gun, I'm only 23, but it always goes downstream, doesn't it? So like the young lads watching them, and then they get into the gym, I think it's just going to be like a bunch of people training horrendously, just talking about what pre-workout's the best, because that's all it seems to be. And even worse, just pumping themselves full of psalms, which is like so dumb. You'll be smarter than taking that approach. But that was a bit of a ramble. But anyway, brain dead and rambles don't mix, so I'm gonna stop talking. But I appreciate all interaction with the channel. Remember to like, subscribe, comment if you're feeling dangerous, and I will see you in the next one.